Hey everybody, Motumbo here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena. And I have, again, what I'm claiming to be another awesome and fun deck for everybody to try out. There is we just had a new set drop. We just had Midnight Hunt, Innistrad Midnight Hunt drop, and we are looking to have some fun with some new cards. And I wanted to hit on probably one of my favorite cards in the set, if not my favorite card out of the set. So we are going to do that. And before we hop into today's deck, as always, just want to give you guys a quick reminder that if you enjoy the deck channel and video, please like, comment, subscribe, do all those crazy shenanigans down below. Leave a comment, check out all the links down below, and join the Discord. But yeah, again, just hitting that like button and leaving a quick comment, even just to say hi, means a lot. Lets me know that you're enjoying the channel and really helps the channel's the algorithm on YouTube. So with that being said, let's just hop right into today's deck, and we are playing Sanity Siphon. So we are, again, we kind of revisit decks like this every once in a while because we love to play our opponent's decks. We want to basically make them, hit themselves. We basically want to take what they're doing and turn it right back against them and see if they are able to deal with their own cards. So the card that we want to play from the new Innistrad set is Siphon Insight. So this is a cool new instant. It's a 2-mana instant. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom of that library. You may look at it and play the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled, and you can spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast. So there's a lot of cool things happening here. So first off, we're getting to look at the top 2 cards of their library, and we get to pick one of those to play later. Another thing is, unlike a lot of the other cards that actually have abilities like this, like Thief of Sanity or Gonti, these actually specifically say cast. You can cast these as though they were mana of any color. See, this says you can play the exiled card. So Siphon Insight will actually allow you to get lands from your opponent's deck and actually play those lands. Well, typically that's not a huge factor. It's not a huge draw for you to want to grab those lands. It can be beneficial sometimes because you could potentially use this as not necessarily a ramp spell, but a spell to actually make sure that you are getting your upcoming land drops. But on top of that, though, you're not fizzling whenever you're casting this, because if you hit with a Thief of Sanity or a Gonti and you just look at all lands, you're never going to be able to do anything with those lands that you're actually pulling off with the Thief of Sanity or a Gonti. They just get exiled and then never heard from again. So Siphon Insight is actually allowing you to play a potential land, so you are getting a little bit of extra value out of it. But then on top of it, this has flashback for 3 mana. So for 3 mana out of your graveyard, you get to do it one more time. So you could potentially do this on turn 2 and then on turn 3, and you're getting, twice the use out of it. So really, really cool mechanic. Again, I love cards that let you play your opponent's cards. So that is what we are trying to do. So let's look at all of the cards in the deck, and let's just talk about what each one of them do. Obviously, Thoughtseize, this is going to be our best turn 1 play. We're going to be able to look at their hand, see what they're potentially brewing up to, what their first few turns are going to be. We can actually put them off of a curve, and Thoughtseize is just a great card overall. It's also going to put a card in their graveyard, which could be important later on. We are playing 3 copies of Legion's End. So the reason behind this is there are just so many aggro decks out there, and there are just so many great cards that have been reprinted that are, 1 and 2 cost mana that people are playing. Whether we maybe see some insectile aberrations, Delver of Secrets, so to speak. So if we see those, that's actually a pretty popular deck right now because everybody's wanting to play blue-red aggro. So Legion's End actually deals with most of the creatures in the blue-red aggro deck, and this also hits the creatures in their hand as well if they happen to have duplicates of them. So really, really powerful card. This is really, geared towards the meta and stuff that I'm potentially seeing on my end. We have 2 copies of Valky, kind of for the same reason. It's a disruption spell. We can take them off an early play maybe a 2-drop, a 3-drop, anything that we're just not wanting them to do. Maybe we can't deal with it. We're just really getting in with this to actually take a peek at their hand, and then maybe we can turn it into something better later on. And like I mentioned earlier with the Thought Seizes getting cards in the graveyard, we are playing 4 copies of Drown in the Loch. So this is going to counter a spell or destroy a creature, both with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. So again, great because we're Thought Seizing cards into their graveyard, but then we're also milling cards into their graveyard with Thief of Sanity. So really, really good synergy here. Thief of Sanity also, again, 3 mana, 2 flyer. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to look at the top 3, exile one of those, the other 2 get milled, and then you can cast that one card that you decided to exile. You can cast it for the rest of the game. So pretty powerful. Again, we're looking to hit all of their best cards and then just use their cards against them to win the game. We have 2 copies of Brazen Borrower. This is just good because this is going to, again, this gives us cheap disruption. We're able to bounce something that I opted to put in Brazen Borrower over another just removal spell because this gives a little bit of versatility, right? This is going to allow us to bounce something, maybe an artifact or an enchantment that we can't necessarily deal with, which we would not be able to bounce or kill with an actual removal spell like Heartless Act or something along those lines. So this gives us a little bit of flexibility there. And then also on top of that, once we do that, it does turn into a 3/1 beater, and we just get to potentially speed up the clock and then just get in there. And let's just round these up. We've already kind of hit on Gonti. Gonti is a really fun card. 4 mana, 2/3. It's got Death Touch. It lets us look at the top 4 cards of our opponent's deck when it comes into play. And we get to, again, exile one of them, but then the rest of them go on the bottom of our opponent's deck. So, again, looking to hit their most powerful card there, and then just kind of punish them for playing good cards. We do have 3 copies of Yeheni's Expertise. This is a great removal spell, again, because I'm seeing a lot of aggro decks. This is a great board sweeper. -3 is really a great spot right now, again, with all the aggro. Most of the creatures are going to not be bigger than 3 toughness. So what's really good about this is Yeheni's Expertise gives you the ability to clear the board for 4 mana, hitting 2, 3, 4 creatures sometimes. But then also, because it is one of the expertise spells, it does give us the ability to play, to cast a spell with mana value 3 or less from our hand without paying it. So a really powerful combination is to wipe the board with Yeheni's Expertise and then put a Thief of Sanity into play. Because this does happen in the order that it's written. So all creatures would get -3/-3, and then the Thief of Sanity would come into play. So nothing would be on the board, potentially, and then Thief of Sanity would be in play, and then we have a threat. And that's really good, again, because we could potentially do this on turn 4, clear off all of their early drops, and then also have a creature that they have to deal with, or it's going to start giving us added value. Another one of my favorite cards, Hostage Taker. Hostage Taker, again, is great because, again, we are wanting to play our opponent's cards. So 4 mana comes into play, exile a target creature or artifact. Again, cool synergy there. We do get to potentially go after artifacts as well. And then it's exiled, and then we can cast it for any color mana we want to, put it right into the battlefield, and then it's going to be ours until that whatever we stole leaves play, until they are able to deal with it. So Hostage Taker is great. Again, one of my favorite cards from Ixalan. Really, 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 really fun. And last but not least, we have Ashiok Nightmare Muse. Again, like I've been pushing this, we want to play our opponent's cards. So Ashiok for 5 mana, the +1, we're going to be able to put a 2/3 creature into play that says whenever it attacks or blocks, we get to exile the top 2 cards of their library. So we're going to be just exiling a bunch of their cards. For -3, we can bounce something and then make them discard. And by discard, I mean exile something out of their hand. But on top of it, the -7 ultimate ability says you may cast up to 3 spells from among face-up cards your opponents own from exile. So basically, any cards that we have exiled during the game, we could potentially cast for free. So if we've exiled some really big spells that they were just never able to cast, or we've just dealt with, or from exiling from attacking with the tokens, we are going to be able to cast those for free, 3 of them. So again, looking to play our opponent's deck. We're playing 24 land because, again, we want to make sure we get up to 5 mana because that's where the top of our curve hits. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, Siphon Insight, again, probably easily my favorite card. I still haven't seen all the cards in the set, but, I mean, from what I've seen so far, this card really strikes me. You guys know I like to do stuff like this. So we had a bunch of really fun games on stream last night when we built this, and we're just going to go with it. So hopefully that'll continue. But yeah, so let's get right into the games, and we will talk to you at the wrap up. All right, let's see if we can continue the cool games that we had on stream the other night. Man, we got to cast some pretty crazy things that we do not normally get to play in our deck. So, Pavlos, welcome. You are our first opponent. All right, well, no turn 1 play, but we have 2, 3, 4. Definitely have the top end. Delver of Secrets, okay. Awesome. No flips. No flips. All right. Let's take a peek. Kind of want this land, honestly. Oh, gross. That immediately turns into 5 damage. Opt. Okay. So then we can I think we're just going to Brazen Borrower this. Have them recast it as a 1/1. Totally fine with that. We're at a very low life total. Maybe it would have been better to... Oh, come on. Removal spell would have been sweet. So instead, we are... Yeah, I think we just slam this down. Get some, maybe hopefully a removal spell. Not a removal spell. Good deal. We're not going to take 1,000,000 damage here. Things are always subject to change. We're at 5. That was a great draw. We have this Spell Pierce to back it up. Oh, man. Because what happens is maybe... Yeah, they do that to... Okay. I really want to Spell Pierce this, but then this is going to live. So I think we have to go to 2. I mean, we are at a very fragile state here. All right, 2 Soulscar Mages. All right, 1 Soulscar Mage. And then, do we just get the ball rolling here? Let me see if they have delirium. Creature, instant. Nope. I mean, I think we just have to push through, right? Just hope they don't draw burn. Looking good so far. Yeah, let's go ahead and this is essentially their last turn for a burn spell. Oh, they would have just drawn 2 land in a row. I hate seeing that. Please, please no. Please no. Yes! Woo! Oh, that was sick, right? So we were gonna we were gonna be able to ultimate Ashiok that turn, but I mean, we wouldn't have gotten anything except for who knows. Well, good game. Next game. All right, well, let's celebrate that epic win with some hydration. Hydration celebration. All right. So we go first. We have a 1 into a 2 into a 3 if we draw land. Guess we're gonna keep this. Give me something good. I just want to land. That's all I'm asking for. All right. Sorry that you mulliganed to 5. Yeah, we'll take the apparition. You don't want them to go too crazy with the blinking. All right, we drew a land. That's good. We'll just go ahead and start off with that. If we are able to hit with the Thief of Sanity, that would be pretty insane. But I feel like you always draw the card that your opponent thought seizes out of your hand. They probably already have another apparition. Yeah, well, we're going for it. Let's go. Deal with it. Oh, gross. He dealt with it. Okay. Draw land. Let's draw land. Land, we get to expertise into a Thief of Sanity. Not a land. Not a land. So we play this, they ephemerate. I'd actually just love to hit a land here. Maybe we should have taken the Hollowed Fountain because it makes blue. Yeah, but I just don't think we need to shock. This will be our colorless land that we're playing. All right. We have to be worried about potential Yorion shenanigans. But I mean, if they Yorion into this board, that's fine. Prison Reef, okay. Now maybe they play a 2-drop. I think they might be. Play that 2-drop. Okay. Do we think they play? Do we think they mana tithe? I mean, we're gonna play around mana tithe. Oh, they know we got this, so. All right, well, 4 cards in the graveyard. Drowning the Lock almost kills Yorion, so. And if Thief of Sanity hits once, Drowning the Lock should be able to take care of anything. Oh, so they did have a 2-drop. They probably could have played last turn, and they thought about not doing it. They scryed. Try to hit here. I'm imagining they're just going to be playing mostly creatures. Creatures and Ephemerate. Vesper Lark. This is not going to get much. Is there anything in our deck that this can get? Power 1 or less? No. I mean, do we have to take it, right? Because taking anything else there gives us nothing because we can't play it, so. Let's speed this up. They probably scried those to the top. Okay, we're gonna take 2. No blocks. We'll go to 10. Go to 10. See what they do here. All right, play land. Get in. Like, I don't imagine they're playing Settle the Wreckage cards, so. Take a peek. Thief of Sanity is so good. It's just so fragile, though. Come on, my friend. Ooh. Ooh. Not going to be Vesper Lark. We've already got one of those. I think it has to be this Apparition. Well, do we Apparition this? So, let's think. Could just Hostage Taker the Charming Prince, but then they Ephemerate it. They're going to Ephemerate anyway. They might as well get down another attacker. Oh, non-token. Wow. They let that happen. They're going to Collected Company. That's 3 Collected Companies gone. Ooh. Good game, good game. But yeah, we piloted around that, so it was fun deck. This deck is working out really well. I love it. I love decks like this. Well, deck is starting off strong. Really stoked about it. Siphon Insight is a fun card. I love making my opponent hit themselves. We go first. Not the best hand. There's really no disruption at all on turns 1 or 2. But you know what? We didn't come here to not play Thief of Sanity on turn 3. Alright. Just flyers. Okay, well, let's... I mean, let's just hope to draw land, honestly. I'd just really prefer to do this. Yeah. Oh, land would have been so sweet there. We play another one? Yeah, kind of want to bait out another. That way they're going to be inclined to play more creatures in order to make this bigger so we can't double block. Pretty good. Pretty good. We're pretty much like all in here on drawing a land. Land go. Beautiful. See. I mean, we... Okay. Well... let's start it over. Ooh! That felt good. That felt good. Yeah, I was about to say, following that up with a Healer's Hawk does not feel good. So, well, blue-white flyers. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Next game. Alright, let's keep the streak alive. Let's turn 1, Thoughtseize, turn 2, Siphon Insight, turn 3, play our, well, we got Thoughtseize. This isn't a horrible hand, honestly. Kind of bad. Is kind of bad, but I think we have to keep. Start off with the Shipwreck Marsh. Thoughtseize is going to be a little more important on turn 2 than a Valky, I think. Okay. We can Thoughtseize. Oh. The Valky is useless. I think we're going to take that just because this is going to give them the ability to kind of smooth out their draws. So we'll go ahead and play this. This will eat something out of their hand, I'm sure. Maybe a Heartless Act. Totally fine with that. I want to 1-for-1 their removal spells, right? 1-for-1ing their removal spells is good. Next turn we get to Gonti. Gonti's going to get Soul Shattered, I'm assuming. We're just drawing all of the Shipwreck Marshes. And then Gontiing their deck is going to be really good. Especially if we can hit like a Torment of Hailfire. Maze Mind Tome is pretty sweet. So, assuming we're about to see Soul Shatter happen. Yep, yep. So now if we actually draw Ashiok, we're pretty live because they use their Soul Shatter, right? Unless they have removal for it there, but they don't. So what I think we're gonna do. All right, let's just keep Gontiing. Keep taking peeks. Okay, so they have something in their hand that they can cast. Sure. Sure thing. You did it. Ooh, into a duress? I think we have to take this duress. To be 100% honest. Again, we don't care really at all about removal. I mean, Shadow's Verdict is kind of annoying, but... So, I think we're just going to run this out, give us the ability to... Oh, this isn't in our hand. Oh, well. Kind of a misplay, but... We're not going to scry with the tome at all. We're just going to strictly draw. Strictly draw. All right, let's go. Do they have Planeswalker removal? Do they have another Soul Shatter? Or another Knight? Whatever the heck they're called. Murderous Rider. Okay.
Welcome to Witherbloom College, class. Never thought I'd miss the library.
Draw a card. Do we force them to keep playing? I think we ignore the Onyx. Let's take a peek here. Oh, Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower's pretty good, right? This is gonna kind of force action. So now they can't do both, right? So they have to decide whether or not they want to get Professor Onyx into play. It looks like they do.
That's Professor Onyx to you. Let's go digging.
And we hit, so we could Professor Onyx and duress them. That seems real. Professor Onyx and duress. Do we want Professor Onyx more than I think we do? I think we do.
Open your books to page 17 or something.
That was a great hit.
I have impeccable study habits.
So, do they have enough? 3 turns into 6, which turns into 9, so they could. They probably cast the Shadow's Verdict first, I'm assuming. Right? They've got 2 languishes. And we actually have a creature that costs 2 in our graveyard. Okay. I'm actually surprised by that. So let's do this. Let's take a look. We're gonna get a little tricky here. Gonti.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful. Ugh.
These are both sorcerers, right? We get to replay this now, so we get 3 more cards off of it. And yeah, let's keep going. Are we gonna ultimate a Professor Onyx? No, we can't be, because we don't. So yeah, we don't care about the removal at all. Oh, this is going swimmingly. This is free now, essentially. Like,
Never thought I'd miss the library.
all right, well, Shadow's Verdict. See what we get here. Oh, this is gross. You know what? We're just gonna ride the wave. Ride the wave. Sure thing. Oh, well, I really wanted to ultimate Professor Onyx, but I think we were just going to Torment of Hellfire there. So that was a sweet game. Yeah, playing against the mono black control deck, basically playing their deck against them, it feels so good. So, all right, well, next game. Oh man, that game felt really good. Mono black control, huh? Narmondil, welcome to the game. We get to go first, so we get to do nothing on turn 1, potentially kill something on turn 2. Yeah, we'll give this a shot. This is not an ideal hand, but oh, I like it. I like it. Ooh, I really like that. What do you got? What do you got over there? This is the card we want to get rid of, the Speaker. They play Daxos probably, yep. Daxos. I think we can be greedy and keep, right? Or, not keep, but hold back. This Yahenni's expertise is going to be really good against them. Aw, well, we're not probably ever going to have white mana for Helion. This is a good blocker. So, all right, so I think what we want to do, so we can Legion's End the Daxos. I think that's going to allow us to not accidentally get got by the Angel, because they might go Plains, Speaker, Resplendent Angel, and then we just 100% get them. So, but then, because if we don't, then this becomes a 4/4. So yeah, I think we have to do. All right, we don't have to, but I think that's the optimal play, right? So we can force their hand, but this makes Henny's expertise worse. I don't want them to just decide this is the right play. Yep. All right. I do think we are going to get a... Oh, that was a great draw. I do think we're going to get a concede out of them here. Their graveyard is nice and full. Oh. And we came here to be an angel deck, right? We didn't know it at the time. Oh man, well. Good game, good game, good game. Wow. This deck is so fun. Yeah, but we were definitely able to paint him into a corner by really just projecting how we forced them to play a certain way. So it's really powerful when you're able to do that and just really dictate what they're going to do and then just play around it and have the answer when ready. So, all right, well, on to the next game. Well, let's definitely keep this streak alive. This is sweet. Definitely destroyed that last deck. So, Akingham. We go first to Siphon into Thief, but no removal. You know what? We're here to Thief. Let's go. We have all the multicolor cards in our hand. We are actually going to play this because I would love to see what they're working with over there. Okay. So we can potentially just turn them off of cards until turn 3. Dare we attack? All right, well. Take a peek. Oh, that was a great draw. Oh, the old unsummon. The old unsummon. Lol. Alright, well. Alright, well, we don't have an unsummon right now, which is unfortunate. But this land, does this stick? Oh, don't have a spell pierce. No. Spell pierce. No. That hurt. No attacks. All right. I mean, we're gonna just take 4 or 5. That's fine. I wonder why they chose to do this before. Right? Because now we get to block if we want to. No blocks. I mean, they should have waited until after. Because, like, we definitely could have block. They do have Lofty Denial mana now. Oh, and they have the Unsummon. No! But I mean, that value, right? Don't have a hexproof. I mean, resolve, auto pay. Yep, we'll take that all day. All right, so they can start making us pay one Storm Tamer. Perfectly fine. You're only countering one of these, my friend. Just one. Yep. Oh, I forgot. I'm an idiot. Who's an idiot? I'm an idiot. This guy right here. Oh, no attacks. We're probably, honestly, we're just going to turn Valky into a 1/1. Let's go. What do you got? Shoot. Attacks. Seems really good. Yeah, no blocks. I wonder. Okay. Alright, well, I don't necessarily want to get rid of my Spectral Sailor, but I feel like them getting a bunch of cards onto the board is bad for us, so... Pretty good. See how they want to handle this. Well, that was definitely a good trade for us. Definitely a good trade. I'm not going to throw this out here. Oh, okay, well. Good game. Yep. Ooh, Bakingham. Good game. Yeah, I honestly did not think we were going to beat Mono Blue. But, yeah, I mean, drawing that unsummon was really good. So, and then being able to kill. But yeah, we definitely made a mistake, but I think it actually benefited us to force those cards out of their hand then. So, all right, well, we've got one more opponent left. All right, we got Burning Wolf going on in the background for the millionth time. All right, 6 to midnight. Let the final battle begin. And we have a potential turn 2 into nothing. Oh, this is like probably one of the worst hands we've seen, but it has some top end stuff, so maybe if we're playing against an aggro deck, this is a good hand. So let's just bet on us playing aggro. But if we're playing against Tybalt's Trickery or something like that, then we're probably going to lose. All right, well, we actually get to see what we're playing against. That's good news. Would I rather them kill it or bounce it? I think I would rather them bounce it. Yeah. All right, this is going to be a interesting... Definitely going to be an interesting game to play. They probably just slam down Meddling Mage here, right? I would imagine so. And then just try to blind hit something. Maybe they name Valky. It's not a horrible thing to do. Like, that's the only card they know we're playing. Thoughtseize? Alright. Don't draw Thoughtseize. Alright, good. Been pretty humorous. So... this only hits 2s, so... now they're forced to deputy it if they want to deal with it. Just fine. Oh, so... yeah, I think we're just going to run this out. I mean, I'm imagining now they deputy the Thief because the deputy also keeps the Valky at bay. So... alright, so this is an interesting play, right? So we can Ashiok minus the Ashiok on the deputy, get the Thief back, and then they have to make a decision on what they want to deputy at that point. So I do think that's the play. They probably get rid of the Glasspool Mimic. We don't even know what those other 2 cards in their hands are, but we already knew that they were going to get rid of that. It's because they're having a hard time. They're having a difficult time actually keeping permanents on the board. So I'm imagining they're probably going to get rid of Ashiok here. Yeah, Meddling Mage, alright. Are they named Legion's End? No, they probably name... I would imagine they name Thoughtseize, right? Heartless Act? Okay. No, I mean, we're not really playing that, so... I think, honestly, a Yahenni's Expertise kind of puts this out of range. But let's see what we get. Well, so... Deputy Detention. They're deputy... yeah, that seems really good. Seems really good. And you know what? We're just gonna force action. Right? We're gonna deplete their hand. Skyclave gets rid of Deputy, which brings back Deputy, which gets rid of Ashiok. All right, so we're playing a very interesting back and forth here. A very interesting back and forth here indeed. So. Don't want either one of these, to be 100% honest with you. So... alright, so if we were to... Yahenni's... let's say we hostage take her, right? We hostage take her the deputy. This is such a crazy game, right? I think we're gonna do it. So I think we are going to... Yeah, I think we do.
The regrets of the dead. Creeping, thieving project.
So the Draenith Magistrate just turns off our opponent's spells. So they're looking in their graveyard, though. Yeah, I don't want to... I did not want to bounce the Apparition because I didn't want them to be able to just Apparition the Hostage Taker and then get back the Deputy and then just, again, vicious cycle back and forth. So that was fun. We got to do a lot of fun things again with this deck. So let's talk about it in the wrap-up. All right, everybody, we crushed it. We 7-0'd with this deck. Did not expect that. I did expect a strong showing. I expected a 5-2 or a 6-1, but I really do think we had a lot of great pairings. We did play against a lot of aggro decks. We hit our removal spells when we needed to. That first game was sick, where we actually stabilized at 2 life, and our opponent just couldn't do anything after that. So that was awesome. Having some great top decks against mono blue and cards that we hit off of their library, really a key factor. The mono white deck that we played against, the life gain deck, just being able to disrupt them and force them into certain plays, which allowed us to completely wipe their board and just essentially end the game on its own. Yeah, so again, a lot of cool interactions. That's what I like about cards like this, right? Because your opponent is expecting some kind of interaction. Yeah, there are some decks out there where your opponent you just don't care about what your opponent is trying to do. You know, they don't care what you're trying to do. But when you throw their deck at them, sometimes your opponent is just like, oh, I'm not prepared for my deck, you know, or, you know, the mirror match, so to speak. So I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. And then at that point, you know, everything just, you know, goes down the toilet and you start freaking out or they start freaking out and you just don't know what to do because you were not expecting to get played against your deck. Had we, you know, played against a deck similar like this, it kind of would have been interesting to see who hit what at what times and who ended up on top because we would have been doing a lot of the same things. And it was kind of the same thing against the mono black deck that we played against because they were prepared to hit creatures. And while we do have plenty of creatures in our deck, our creatures in our deck actually give us advantage, usually immediately, and then they have to respond after the fact, and it's just like, oh well, I didn't, you know, get any real, you know, they didn't get any real value out of their removal. You know, when we get to cast Gonti, immediately take a card, and then they use one removal spell to kill one Gonti. It's not really that great for them, and then we just play another Gonti. We get an even more powerful card from them that's good against their deck. Yeah, so it's just, again, I think our matchups were very favorable. We were very fortunate to get that, and that does definitely speak to our record. So not sure what would happen if we would have just played goblins, you know, over and over again, or even if we would have played like mono white life gain over and over again, or mono green stompy. You're really never going to know until it happens. But again, for what I've been seeing, this really we matched up exactly how I thought we were going to match up potentially, and then on top of that, we just had really great draws. So Siphon Insight, again, super fun card. The flashback is insane. The fact that it's an instant instead of a sorcery makes it even better because you can hold up 2 mana on turn 2 and bluff like a counter spell, you know, like a negate or an essence scatter or something along those lines. Even bluffing a brazen borrower is decent sometimes, and then they really don't do anything, and then you're just like, okay, well, here's my 2 mana. Now I get to take a card from you for any, you know, anyway. So again, really great. And I know I'm rambling, but again, this deck's a lot of fun. And really, I want to give a shout out as well to these new lands from Innistrad. These shipwreck marshes, you know, these are all that they have 5 of them. in Innistrad. They're all the allied colors, and these lands are great. You know, they come into tapped on turn 1 and turn 2, but after that they are always coming into play untapped, and they tap for either color. So super powerful. You saw them all throughout our matches. I think they are definitely worth it. We just keep getting great mana fixing all throughout Magic. You know, there's always going to be some great mana fixing in whatever format we're playing. So again, first thing you should be crafting is land, especially these new lands. If you're not opening them, we opened like 80 packs, and I think we only opened, out of the 20 possible lands, we only opened 3. So we had to craft some. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you enjoyed the Sanity Siphon fun that we had. We did. We drew all of their sanity out of our opponents and had fun with it. So again, if you enjoyed the video, enjoy the deck, enjoy the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below. Check out the Discord. And the only other thing I ask is please stay safe. And we will see you all next time.